Now, I've said this many times, but I'll say it again, but The View is by far one of the worst programs to be on live television at this point, especially by ABC and the Walt Disney Company, and how they handle their morning shows. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, we know that ever since the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation, when he got in a lot of trouble by ABC and Disney, as well as Nexstar and Sinclair for a couple of days, honestly, it didn't even last that long. But ever since then, we know that a lot of other programs under Disney and ABC, they have been under serious supervision, and as of late, one of which, The View, is actually going through a lot of issues right now, especially what they did off-air, as we discussed in the previous videos, about what actually happened between Sunny Hostin, Whoopie Goldberg, and Joy Behar in front of a live audience off-air, and what they did by making remarks, by politicizing the whole Charlie Kirk assassination situation. And what's interesting here, though, has a lot more to do with the aftermath of that. Now, we know one thing about those out there like Sunny Hostin, Whoopi Goldberg, and Joy Behar is that they have the worst takes beyond belief. They make some of the worst comments out there that just really do not resonate with anybody. If anything, it actually creates worse ratings for The View. But in the long run, we know that this is all on Bob Iger. This is all on the many Disney executives and the board of directors for even allowing such nonsense to be on live television. And unlike Jimmy Kimmel, this program is indeed live material, alright? Because we know that the late night shows, they're all filmed way beforehand. What's interesting, though, is that when you're looking at shows like The View, alright, when you're looking at shows like Good Morning America, and everything else in between, we know that there's a lot of things going on right now with the Disney company. Now, ever since the assassination of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, there have been many of those in Hollywood either saying terrible things about him or supporting him and sharing positivity. One significant development now involves more to do with The View and its hosts like Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, and Whoopi Goldberg, and the backlash that they are now dealing with both behind the scenes and in the public eye. Now, a crucial update to this entire situation now involves how ABC executives and Disney executives, along with their producers, decided to step in after they made off-air remarks about Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, and Trump to a live audience during a commercial break, as we discussed a couple of days ago. As a result of that, the hosts of The View have been banned from initiating or starting any kind of conversations about Charlie Kirk on the show, or in between with commercial breaks to the audience. And already hosts like Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Whoopi Goldberg are now challenging ABC producers and Disney executives, and are already arguing that what they are doing is an attack on their freedom of speech. This all comes after The View hosts got caught mocking the entire Charlie Kirk assassination, essentially, by politicizing it off-air in front of over 60 people in the audience. It turns out, to make matters worse of the situation, is that they were even warned beforehand to never bring up any conversations about Charlie Kirk to the audience in between on-air sessions or even on the air. Now, to make matters worse, for the hosts of The View, especially Sunny Hostin, is that they were also caught by ABC producers arguing and talking trash about the leadership at the Disney company, and this in turn led to internal creative issues behind the scenes for The View. Sunny Hostin was actually caught by ABC producers on set trash talking about some of the other ABC producers who are actually enforcing what they are calling censorship after making those remarks about the Charlie Kirk assassination and how they believe that they are being suppressed. In addition to this, Disney CEO Bob Iger is already desperately engaging in damage control behind the scenes to keep the program together, since ratings have fallen to a new low in the past few weeks, and have been up and down, of course, as a roller coaster, basically, for the show. After Sunny Hostin was caught trash talking about some of the producers enforcing this ban on politicizing the Charlie Kirk assassination, already Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny, and other, of course, producers that are sided with those hosts of The View, are now attempting to actually press the Disney company to step down from this entire ban and to let them say what they have to say either on air or off air. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, if there's anything you have to say about Sunny Hostin, or even Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg for that matter, is that they really do believe that they have freedom of consequence. They really do. And they don't really understand the difference between freedom of speech and freedom of consequence. Now, what they actually did behind the scenes off air, by really taking advantage of the whole Charlie assassination and politicizing it in front of an audience, and how they were basically booed off stage behind the scenes. We talked about that as well. That really just goes to show you that even some of their pure followers are actually beginning to see through the mask, right? They are beginning to see through exactly how two-faced these people really are, and how they really do have an actual personal hidden agenda. It's not just part of the show. They actually do have personal issues with, of course, other people that have differing politics, and they're using their show as a way to kind of enhance that overall agenda and to put it on live television. Now, we know one thing for sure, that Bob Iger, if he really wanted to, he could convince the board of directors to take the show off the air. There's no doubt about that. After all, Bob Iger was the last one to make the call to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air for, 4 or 5 days. It was ultimately his call, and he could do the very same thing right now for The View if he wanted to, but he's not. And that just goes to show you that ABC and Disney, and specifically Bob Iger, they are just as guilty as the hosts of The View are by politicizing the whole situation. They're only doing this as a way to damage control and to take control of the whole situation and to keep things on an even keel, basically. Now, the entire situation is creating a major division with ABC Studios and for the Disney company, since now there is a creative struggle taking place for what conversations are allowed and not allowed on the show, either on air or off air to the live audience. It got to a point where Sonny Hostin was caught by some of those on set arguing that not talking about Trump's connections to Charlie Kirk would be a missed opportunity for ratings of The View. And this also put Hostin in the hot seat by ABC execs after getting caught saying that on set. Now look, we know that Sonny Hostin is a narcissistic, self-absorbed, garbage human being. We gotta just tell it like it is, guys. And that's just how it is. And from where I'm standing, they really are doing all the worst things possible. They are showing all the red flags that are all pretty much up for grabs to get the show canceled. And Disney CEO Bob Iger is not doing it. The Disney board of directors, they're not doing it. All they're doing right now is that they're just trying to balance the whole chaos behind the scenes and to really just keep the show together, to keep it on the air. That's not how you should really run things. If anything, they should really just take, some actual leadership and just basically take control of the situation by either getting new hosts on The View, firing these, ridiculous individuals, and putting somebody else on that program, getting rid of the political propaganda and all that nonsense, and to just talk about regular entertainment news is what they should do, and to not make it agenda-driven, focused. That's basically what Bob Iger should do if they're not going to cancel the show, revamp the show, right? Totally transform the show if you're not going to cancel it. But they're not even doing that. But overall, we know that hosts like, Whoopie Goldberg, Sonny Hostin, and others out there, they are challenging Disney now. They want this all reversed immediately. But overall, guys, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.